Welcome to our latest Wandering Walks of Wonder history tour. Today we're headed to Carthage, Missouri. Carthage is affectionately known as America's Maple Leaf City, and as we go through the walk, I did this walk at the fall time, you will see those beautiful maple leaves. Carthage itself is in Jasper County, Missouri, and was established in 1841, with Carthage designated as its county seat the following year in 1842. The city draws its name from ancient Carthage, situated on the eastern shores of the Lake of Tunis in present-day Tunisia. By the time of the American Civil War, Carthage had already established itself with over 500 residents, a sturdy brick and stone courthouse, and a thriving commercial landscape. The crown jewel of downtown Carthage is the historic Jasper County Courthouse. This building was constructed of Carthage marble that was quarried just a little bit north of the city and designed by M.A. Orlop in the Richardson Romantic style. This beautiful structure that we see today was constructed between 1894 and 1895, with the cornerstone being laid on August 21st, 1894. During the winter of 1877 and 1878, the Burlingame and Chaffee building was constructed with bricks made right here in Carthage. The upper story once housed the first opera house in Carthage, known as the Burlingame and Chaffee Opera, which opened in 1878. The theater area was pretty large, 53 by 100 feet, with a capacity of up to 900 people. The ground floor was divided into two retail stores, Moss & Kahn and R.H. Rose department stores. The Civil War era brought a great tumult to Carthage, with the region deeply divided over the issue of slavery. The Battle of Carthage in July 1861 marked a significant clash between Union and Confederate forces, while subsequent skirmishes and conflicts punctuated the war years. The town endured hardships, including the burning of much of its buildings by pro-Confederate guerrillas in 1864. Post-war, Carthage experienced a period of rapid growth and prosperity. The arrival of the Missouri and Western Railway in 1872 spurred industrial and commercial development, including the establishment of foundries, factories, and mills. Notably, Leggett & Platt, now a Fortune 500 company, was founded in Carthage in 1833. One of the buildings that was constructed during the prosperous years of Carthage was the Drake Hotel. This building was constructed in 1922 at a cost of $200,000. It was not just a hotel, but it once housed amenities such as a restaurant, beauty parlor, barber shop, and office spaces. The hotel changed several times and eventually was remodeled and is now a senior living apartment house. In the late 19th century, Thomas Hennessy acquired the Acme Gas Company and established the Gasworks Company in Carthage, Missouri. This building that we see here once housed that Gasworks Company. Implementing an innovative gas delivery system, Hennessy's company utilized two oil-powered generators to produce 130,000 cubic feet of gas daily. This building was constructed in 1909 and owned by William Logan. The building is crafted with limestone from the Carthage Stone Company quarry, similar quarry where the courthouse was constructed from. This building that we see in front of us was once the Crane Theater. It was a cornerstone of entertainment in Carthage and opened its doors on July 19, 1922. Initially showcasing silent movies and live performances, the theater hosted a variety of events from fiddlers' contests to fashion shows and history pageants for local schools. The advent of talking movies in late 1929 marked a new era for the theater, although live shows continued intermittently into the 1940s. In 1955, the building underwent a significant renovation and was rechristened as the Fox Theater. However, the film industry's tenure at this location was short-lived and lasted only about 4 more years, and the building transformed in 1961 into a bowling alley. To this day, the building still serves as a vibrant hub for bowling and entertainment. We're now standing in front of Carthage's Civil War Museum. It's a great museum to learn about the history of the Civil War in this area of Missouri. But this building initially had a purpose as the Carthage City Hall that was constructed in 1883. It originally cost about $7,000 to build this building, and it housed city offices, the fire and police departments, and even a jail known then as the Calaboose, situated behind the main building. Additionally, it accommodated engine rooms for the municipal waterworks, and it demonstrated the vital role of the town's infrastructure. In the 1980s, the city of Carthage repurposed the structure as a museum dedicated to the Battle of Carthage, which took place on July 5, 1861. Inside, the museum has exhibits on African Americans, Native Americans, and notable figures such as Myra Bell Shirley, commonly known as Belle Starr. The museum's exhibits really showcase the Civil War-themed artwork by local artists Tom Tomey and Andy Thomas, and gives a comprehensive glimpse of the town's past. The building that we see here on our right once housed Central National Bank. Central National Bank was once a cornerstone of Carthage's financial landscape and received its charter on July 1, 1890, and began operation on October 14th of that year. Founded by Dr. Amos H. Caffey, J.P. Newell Sr., and J.E. Lang, the bank played a pivotal role in the town's economic development in the late 1800s and early 1900s. In 1906, the bank underwent significant renovations, including the addition of a local limestone facade to its original brick building. During the Great Depression era, the building found new purpose as a Civil Works service project site, which employed 52 women from Carthage on relief rolls to produce bedding for comfort for soldiers. Over the years, the first-floor storefront has housed various buildings, including Foster's Grocery, H.M. Cornell's Agricultural Implement Store, and the Boston Clothing House. In 1925, Carthage's significance was further solidified with the construction of the Ozark Wesleyan College campus. Although the college eventually closed, the campus found new life as the home of Our Lady of the Ozarks College, and today has become the Vietnamese American Catholic Religious Congregation of the Mother Co-Redemptrix. The advent of U.S. Highways 66 and 71 in the 1920s brought increased traffic and commerce to Carthage, positioning itself as a key stop for cross-country travelers. Route 66 intersected with U.S. Route 71, fostering economic activity and establishing Carthage as a hub of transportation. Today, Carthage has embraced its heritage, actively promoting tourism centered around its historical landmarks, the Victorian architecture of its homes, which we'll see in just a little bit, and connection to Route 66. The town's proximity to popular attractions such as the Precious Moments Chapel that's located about 5 miles from here, as well as Branson's country music scene, further enhances its appeal as a destination for visitors. Ahead of us is the Carthage U.S. Post Office. This massive government building in the Greek Revival style was the pride of the city when it was constructed in 1910. In fact, the city was so proud of it that it was one of the public buildings pictured on its own souvenir penny postcard. It is graced with Ionic columns, a cornice, and beautiful original cast iron lamppost. Since the citizens of Carthage passed a bond issue in 1897 to build their own electrical generation plant, the posts were wired for electricity right from the start. A large wing for mail processing was added in the 20th century in an historically appropriate manner. One of the largest parks in the downtown area is Central Park. This site was originally the city cemetery from 1849 to 1869 and the resting place for many of the early first residents of Carthage, as well as many Civil War soldiers. To create the first city park in Carthage, the cemetery was closed and remains of military graves were transferred to the National Cemetery in Springfield, Missouri. Other remains were moved to a new cemetery just south of the city limits. In 1900, the Confederation of Women's Clubs erected the central fountain that we see, and the park was christened Central Park. An early mayor paid boys to go out to surrounding farms and woods and trap gray squirrels for the park to bring enjoyment to the city's children. In addition to the fountain, its park is enhanced by winding sidewalks, a gazebo, a bandstand, a wading pool, a bathhouse, as well as a monument to Vietnam veterans. With the backing of various women's clubs in Carthage and supported by an overwhelming majority of voters, a tax was established in 1902 to build a library. With a $25,000 donation from steel magnate Andrew Carnegie, this was one of just 1,600 Carnegie libraries built throughout the country, half of which are still used today as in Carthage as public libraries. When it opened, there were 5,000 books on the shelf. The very first book to be checked out was Ben-Hur. Constructed of Carthage limestone in a French Revival style, the library features an exterior copper dome and a large painted dome ceiling inside. Built in 1924 as a tribute to World War I soldiers, Carthage's Memorial Hall now includes memorials to soldiers of World War II, the Korean War, as well as the Vietnam War. It features deactivated weapons that were captured from German troops during World War I. American Legion Post 9 is located on the second floor. Other rooms in the building are used for community events. Located in Central Park is this large statue of Marlon Perkins. Perkins was an American zoologist and television personality who's best known as the host of the popular wildlife documentary television series Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Marlon was born on March 28, 1905 here in Carthage, Missouri, and he developed a deep interest in wildlife from a young age. He studied zoology at the University of Missouri, where he earned both his bachelor's as well as master's degrees. Perkins began his career as a zookeeper and curator, working at various zoos across the United States, including the St. Louis Zoo and the Buffalo Zoo. His expertise and passion for wildlife conservation led him to become a prominent figure in the field of zoology. In 1963, Perkins became the host of Wild Kingdom, a groundbreaking television program that brought viewers up close to nature and wildlife from around the world. The show, which aired for over 2 decades, was one of the first wildlife documentary series on American television and became immensely popular, earning Perkins widespread recognition. Perkins's warmth and authoritative demeanor, coupled with his deep knowledge of wildlife, made him a beloved figure among audiences of all ages. He continued to advocate for environmental causes until his death on June 4th, 1986. Across the street from us is First Presbyterian Church that was constructed in 1916. This church is in a Tudor Gothic style and is constructed of brick liberally trimmed with Carthage limestone or Carthage stone. The church has more than 20 stained glass windows, many of which are memorial windows, all original to the church. The church ahead of us was once used by First Christian Church and is now used by another denomination. It was constructed in 1909. This church was originally designed around a centralized sanctuary. A proposed central dome that was recorded in an earlier rendering was never built. The church is constructed of Carthage limestone and has a very classical, detailed look. We're now heading into Carthage's South District, which has beautiful, beautiful historic homes. These Victorian-style homes adorn the streets as residents invested in the town's aesthetic appeal. Many of these homes are recognized as being on the National Register of Historic Places. As we go through the neighborhood, we'll see many of these beautiful homes, and just towards the end of the video here in just a few minutes, we'll see two of the more historic homes in this part of Carthage. One of the more beautiful homes in this area of Carthage, in this historic neighborhood, is the Phelps House. This house was constructed by William H. Phelps, who was a prominent attorney and state legislator. This building mingles both Beaux Arts, classical revival as Romanesque details. It was the first residence in Carthage to be constructed of Carthage limestone. Inside are 10 fireplaces, all with different imported tile or marble surrounds. There are 19 closets and 5 main bedrooms. Additional features include a neoclassical porte-cochere, a circular porch that's hung with hand-forged iron sconces, and a roof restored to the original Lodowicki clay tile. Its interiors are typical of the Scottish baronial style. The building today can be rented or visited by making reservations with the Carthage Historic Preservation. The last home on our tour here is the Plat House. This was constructed by C.B. Platt, who was one of the co-founders of Leggett & Platt, a large Fortune 500 business that was formed here in Carthage. This 3-story house is built of Carthage limestone and is designed in the classical revival style. Porches enclose the house on 2 sides, and there are classical columns that are grouped in pairs. The original copper roof flashings have been restored. A local architect, Mr. Joe Prather, designed both the Platt as well as the Leggett homes. I hope you've enjoyed this historic tour in Carthage, Missouri. If you're a resident of Carthage or have visited before, leave a comment on which one of the homes or buildings is one of your most favorite. Also, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wondery Walks of Wonder adventure. Take care now. Bye-bye.